speed of innovation is the only thing that matters in the long run. That's actually a quotation from Elon Musk. And that's how I judge companies. And that's what also gets me excited. I saw Tesla products mix changing in hardware and software faster than anyone.
Hello, Oracles! Oracle Tim here from Oracle Investments. I just want to apologize. I had a giveaway video premiere scheduled for last night, but I was not compliant with YouTube, so I had to take it down. I will have it tomorrow morning, so you'll see shortly. I'll have a premiere for the video for tomorrow morning, which is going to get into the exponential growth. It's going to be a 5-part series explaining the exponential growth of Tesla over the next 10 years. So that's going to start tomorrow. In order to be eligible to win this hat, this is your giveaway. In order to be eligible, you just need to be a subscriber and then comment on that video. I'll explain it in the video tomorrow morning. Otherwise, let's get into today's video. So one of the things that I will actually talk about with the exponential growth is how does Tesla do it? And a lot of it is because of their agility. And their agility and ability to change and adapt faster than anybody else. When you can make changes on a production line almost instantly, then your cars will be like, oh, the cars had this minor issue, and boop, next moment it's changed, and you don't have to go through all of this product design and be like, all right, we had this flaw in this model, so we'll work on that for our next design so that next year's model won't be the same. That's not how Tesla operates.
An example that's public now, some of the investors saw when Tesla changed the Model 3 charge rate publicly online from 200 kilowatt hours to 250 kilowatt hours. That was a big event. It sent the stock price up. I got to see that. Most businesses want to reduce how much innovation happens for test purposes. Testing or homologation, making something road legal, that's usually a year long and $10 million, maybe more, sometimes $100 million per model. So if you change a Ford F-150 to a new Ford F-150, it goes through a year-long certification testing and about $100 million in the case of the F-150. So people managing cost look at spreadsheets and say, we don't want to do that very often. That's really expensive and it takes a long time. So let's do that like every 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, because change is painful.
And so when a lot of people look at Tesla's margins and they're like, wow, you know, they're so high compared to legacy automakers, it's because of their agility that they're able to do this. Their vertical integration and agility and ability to change so quickly is what minimizes all of these costs. And I try to relate it to the story of a professor who had 2 groups of his students, his clay pot making students. And one group, he said, I want you to focus all of your efforts on making a perfect pot. And the other group, I just want you to make as many pots as possible. That's it. And while the first group trying to make the perfect pot was spending all their time coming up with a design, you know, how do we make it? What do we do to make the most perfect pot? And the other group was just cranking out pot after pot after pot. In the end, the team that was supposed to make the perfect pot ended up making no pot because they just couldn't figure out what the perfect pot was. Meanwhile, the other team who made the most pots possible ended up making the perfect pot because with trial and error, they were able to figure out, oh, right, this isn't the right way. How can we make it better? How can we make it better? That's Tesla. Tesla is on the fly making changes. All right, this isn't perfect. How do we adapt it? You know, it's similar to their panel gaps that they had. Sandy Munro is like, dude, your panel gaps suck. And Tesla's like, all right, we'll fix it. Done. Like on the spot, fixed it. And they just made adjustments, kept tweaking until they're getting to perfection. That's how Tesla operates. That's not how everybody else operates. Everybody else is trying to make the perfect car, and they're failing in the process.
Well, in an agile company, what you do instead is you reduce the cost to change. Instead of changing slower because it's expensive, you very aggressively reduce the cost to change. And what that means is automated testing. By making it cheaper and faster to go through road legal certification, it's less painful. So you can make change more often. And Tesla got so good at it that autopilot is the side effect.
And now this makes me wonder if autopilot was a side effect of efficient and agile production, what other side effects are we going to see in the future because of Tesla's ability to change so quickly?
Well, Tesla does something entirely different, and they release new models well, there's updates about every 3 hours. And that's change in shape of the metal in the car, the electronics, different circuits, different software about every 3 hours. And many of those projects are 3 hours long. Some of those are 3 months long. And in aggregate, you have a pace of change that the rest of the industry does not even understand. And what that means is traditional investment calculus won't work, not traditional investment calculus. Traditional investment calculus is what's your profit per unit, because your units aren't going to change for 5, 7, 14 years. So we already know your profit per unit because they're not going to change. So tell me your profit per unit and how many units you're going to make over the next 14 years, and I can make a formula for the value of your company. Well, that doesn't apply to a company that's changing on a faster cadence, in this case, multiple times a day.
And this last point here is precisely why analysts struggle so hard at coming up with a valuation for Tesla. You look at most of their valuation models and all they have is basically a linear growth based upon EVs that they know as of right now. Because all historically, when you go into other companies and you're putting valuations on them, that's it. Trying to put a valuation on a company that is growing exponentially with an agility that has never been seen before is really, really hard to. That's why even talking to, there's a lot of YouTubers I see out there, many bulls, some bears, but they still have a super wide range in their valuation models because you can go on a super conservative end, you can go on a super hyper bull side. It's because we're getting into a position of things like this have never happened before. We're getting into technology that doesn't exist, and we're doing it at a pace that we've never seen before. So putting a valuation on it is difficult. I'm going to try my best, and please forgive me, and I'm well open to suggestions. My 5-part series on the exponential growth is going to go into a lot of this. And I fully understand that getting further down the line, that range of possibilities expands exponentially just as the growth of Tesla can. So that's what I'm going to be discussing is the possibilities of what are going forward. So I look forward to sharing that with you guys, but really this agility is what is going to get them there. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly appreciate you being here. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below and sign up for notifications, definitely so you can see the 5-part exponential series coming out. I loved all the comments yesterday about the stock split. That was fantastic. Thank you all. And let's keep that going. Really curious as to when it's going to happen. Don't know. I know all of us are excited. One way or another, it's going to happen, and we're all just looking forward to that. Otherwise, I will see you guys all later. Look forward to that premiere for tomorrow morning. Thank you so much. Have a good one.